Hello friends, welcome back. So in the last step, we saw how you can configure the S2 database and how you can go to the S2 console. So this is how we had configured. So this was to show the SQL, whatever the SQL you are executing through the code, it will be appear on the console. And this was to enable the console to access the S2 database UI. Okay, and this was to to configure the S2 database. If you are not mentioning this, that is okay. Okay, still you would be able to connect with the S2 database, and you will be able to access the S2 console, right? But I had shown you to how you can configure if you don't want to use the S2 database. So instead of S2 database, you want to use the Oracle database or MySQL as our database, right? So these are the parameter configuration we will have to do, right? If you are not doing this and just you have included the S2 dependency that we saw in the last step, okay, then it's okay. Like this is this you can see, like we have added the S2 dependency and Spring Boot started JPA, right? And this S2 database we have used, right? Where is S2 database? Yeah, this is the dependency. So that is fine, you don't need to use this. But if you use this, the one benefit is, like we are giving the database name like test db, so this will be constant for all. So you don't need to paste from the copy from the console and paste into the to the the S2 console. So like let's execute this. So if you execute this, if you go to the logs, if you see, it's running on the 80802 port. Okay, and if you see this S2 console database available at this, if you are not mentioning the your own test db, it will keep changing, and every restart you will have to copy this and paste. Okay, so let's go to the browser and type http. It's running on localhost colon 8082 slash s2 hyphen console, right? Enter. So if you see test db has come over here, you don't need to do anything, you just need test connection, test successful, connect, and you can see this will be a UI like SQL Navigator or PSQL. But so far we have not created any table, so this is not available any table over here from the user defined, right? So in this step we are going to create the user entity. User entity means the table. How you can create, how you can create an user entity from the Java, and how this will be mapped to the S2 database, and thereafter we will be you will be populating some data into the database. We will be loading some data. So let's go ahead and create an user entity. So how you can create the user entity? This is our user details info bin. I'll be sharing you the git repository of this code and all. Okay, so to make this entity class, you will have to write entity annotation, right? Entity, right? Java X persistence, this need to import. So this got the entity. So how the table, this is the camel case, how the table will get created by the JPA, by the Hibernate user underscore details underscore info, and maker ID I want to make as a primary key, right? So annotation ID you can use, right? This will be also from persistent, and I want to this get generated from the sequence. So you don't need to write a sequence explicitly in a database. You can use the generated value annotation, generated, right? Generated value annotation from the JavaX persistence, right? So that's enough. So these things are enough to create a table using this. So if you go to the console, okay, and if you see this, I think we'll have to restart that. Shut down executor. Okay, let me disconnect. Okay, and run it again and see. how will you able to see that? So here if you see, the S2 console available is fine. Okay, Hibernate dialect is fine, 8080 is fine, user detail info, this is my first application, this, all this fine. So let's go to console. We'll have to refresh this. Okay, continue, test connection, connect. You see this table has got created. Earlier this table was not available. So how this table got created? We used the entity annotation over here, right? If you see here, this entity annotation over we have used, and whatever the instance variable we have declared, this will be the part of this table. So user underscore details underscore info table has got created. This table has got, if you click this query will come over here, and if you execute this query, okay, run, if you see maker id, maker amount and role, so far we have not populated any data, right? So that's why the data is not available. Now we will try to populate the data over this table. So same, how you can populate the data using the maker id, role and maker amount. So maker id we don't need to populate, it will be populated from the sequence, right? And thereafter role and maker amount is there. So let's, for the demo purpose, okay, let's manually populate first this data, or once this manually populated, we'll try to populate and retrieve and delete from the our Spring Boot RESTful services, right? So let's try to insert this data over this three field of this table, right? So how you can do that? So what you need to do, you need to go to the your resources. So in resources, right click, okay, and create one SQL file over here, right? And others, so file, or let's take a SQL file, start.sql, sorry, SQL, okay, and let's create file name called data.sql and finish. So how can you write the query over here? So you need to write like insert into, and what is the table name that we have seen? Table name is user underscore details underscore info, we have already created. Ignore about this, because better to close this, else whatever we will be typing, it will be picking up the changes and this will give an error, right? So what you can do, let's go to the user define, control C, control V. What is the table name? It will be creating user underscore details underscore info, okay, and what will be the column name that will be creating, and thereafter values, right, and semicolon. This is how we write the SQL, right? So first column is our maker id. So how maker id will get created? Maker id. So there is no camel case, so same name will get created, maker id. So we'll write here maker id, comma, here if you go, the other field is role, so I typed role, comma, and sorry, this maker amount, so maker underscore amount, since this is the camel case, so it will come between these two camel case word, it will come underscore, so maker underscore amount will come, right? So maker underscore amount, and here you can put a value like maker id is 101, let's say role is single quote, right? In Oracle or SQL you need to put the single quote. So let's put admin, and thereafter you need to put maker amount. So maker amount you can put 100.20, right? And let's copy this to some 2 to 3 record, okay, and 102, 103, and let's put this, let's say 200 and 300, and control C, right? Let's execute this now. Okay, execute this. Maybe some error will come if you are not creating a proper query. So let's see. Okay, so now it looks no error. Now go to the console. Okay, refresh this. This will not execute because new session has come over here, so it will come again to login. Test connection, connect. Okay, so user details info was there, so let's click this and run. If you see, this data has come over here, right? 101, 102, 103. So now we are able to successfully load the data. So how this data got loaded? So it might be surprising, okay, how this data is getting loaded over here, right? Because Spring Boot is doing for us. So whatever that .sql file you are writing over here, it will read that SQL file, and whatever command you are executing, okay, whatever SQL command you are executing over that table that you have created using the annotation entity, it will perform the operation on that. And this is how it is populating the data to the database. And that's why on the S2 console we are able to see these data. So now we have logged into the S2 console, we connected with the S2 database, we are able to create a table in a S2 database using the annotation entity. We are able to load the data, okay, from our SQL file to the table. So all are set. Now we have a, the platform where we have a table, we have a data. So now we need to perform how you read this data from the services like RESTful services. How will you perform any operation like get, put or delete kind of operation on this entity? So we'll see in the next step. So if you have a time, see you in the next step. Bye bye.